Hey there, friends and foes. This is Johnny with Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturday experience of our youth. But we can't think of a better way to start your week than checking out Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. It is the best way to start your week. We absolutely love it and never miss it. Thanks, Chris and Amanda, for all you do. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the Back of the Cereal Box. I'm Johnny. I'm done. Ta-da!
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tuning it on the socials neat. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Well, hey-de-ho, everybody. Welcome, good morning, and welcome to Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. We are so happy that you could join us all here today on another Monday where we swap songs, talk about music, laugh a lot, and all the stuff. Good morning. How are you, Amanda?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing good as I'm just sipping down my coffee here. Like
Same.
fueling up
Same.
for the show, you know, so I can bring it. I can bring the energy that everybody deserves from us. That's right. So for those of you who are just checking out the show for the first time, whether you're listening on RadioGardenState.com or you're on Facebook and YouTube, my name's Chris, and that is that girl.
That's
Amanda
me.
Sharp. And every week, Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard, and we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a skip.
Goodbye.
Skippy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All the way up to 5 records, which we individually deem to be
Correct.
heavenly music to our ears.
Yes.
That's right. Heavenly music to our ears. And those are songs that we would put on our eternity playlist, right? That is I can listen to it over and over again and like it's brand new. Like it's brand new.
Yeah, you're stuck on that desert island. These are the songs you want to take with you. Those 5-star.
These are them.
Those 5 record ratings.
That's right. That's right. That is right. And how do we choose those songs? Well, it's very simple. We spin a wheel of themes at the end of every single episode, and whatever it lands on, that is the week's theme. And that's what we did last week. And that's how we landed on today's theme, which is Amanda Sharp. What is today's theme?
Today, the wheel spoke, and we are talking about songs with beverages in their title. So the song has to have a drink, beverage in the title itself. So not just a song about a beverage. Oh, no. It has to be in the title itself.
Yes.
Which,
so there you go.
One of your songs, when you shared it with me, I was like, I don't know what this is. So I had to Google it.
So you had to Google machine it.
I had to Google machine, and I'll just share which one. But I didn't know Nighttrain was a drink.
It is.
I had no idea.
Or was. I don't even know if it's still on anymore.
Well,
but
it's a type of wine. Is that right?
It is a type of wine. Yeah. I don't know if it's still made anymore though. I haven't seen it in forever.
Well, Guns N' Roses, by the all accounts of their songfacts.com, seemed like they may have drank it all. They
may have. They drank the world supply of Nighttrain.
That seems to be what happened.
That very well could be. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past him. So,
Funny.
oh man. So I want to say good morning to all our friends who are
Mhm.
checking in live. Lots of comments happening this morning. So if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to comment and play along and say hello. Give us your song suggestions, whatever. You let it fly here, because we're an equal opportunity show here, and whatever
Yeah.
the comment is. Mostly they're positive, at least during their lives. It's during afterwards when they go on YouTube is a whole other thing. And for those of you on RadioGardenState.com, I'm sorry you can't comment live on the radio, but you can bounce over to one of those others or you can always chat with us afterwards as well. Wherever you get podcasts, you can chat there, or you can follow us over on Instagram at Song Swap Showdown. And one more thing I wanted to add today was we had so many awesome suggestions for songs. Like lots of really good suggestions on our Facebook page and our Facebook group. And even now, like in the comment feed, we're getting lots of great suggestions. So one of the things I've been doing for anybody who's already been on our Patreon, which, by the way, I want to thank our Patreon people. So thank you, Patreon people. And we'll be sharing acknowledgements and all that. But two of them are sitting in a chat right now, Dave Mattingly and Ian from Australia, our wonderful Patreon community. I've been doing basically for Patreon members, I've been doing your own private radio show. That's right. And so I've been weekly. Although I still have to get this week's up, I've been basically going through, hey, here's some new music that came out this week, and doing a little 45-minute radio show where you can go back and you can listen to it and hear some new songs. I still am going to do that, but with all the song suggestions we got, I'm going to put together a little radio show with everybody's drink-inspired songs, so that way you guys can head over to Patreon and check that out. Of course, you could join our Patreon for a measly $1.50. Literally $1.50 and get access to all this stuff. So do that.
$1.50 individually isn't as much, but collectively, when we add that all together, it really helps us out. So please, if you're a fan of the show, please consider getting on there and getting the Costco special, that hot dog and soda pop special.
That's right. Hot dog and soda pop special.
And we don't.
It 100% does.
We don't love Beggy, but we'll do it.
We will. We're not above it. So if you want to support the show and keep this machine going, that's called Song Swap Showdown. One of the best ways to do, other than hitting a subscribe button and follow button, wherever you're listening, or if you're on YouTube and hitting a little bell, all those things are great and they do help the channel grow. A little bit more of an immediate impact would be to join our Patreon for literally $1.50, and you get access to all this great content that we're creating on a weekly basis. So that would be really great, and we would love you and very much appreciate it. And if you're listening to RadioGardenState.com and you want to support RadioGardenState.com, head over to RadioGardenState.com and click on the tab there for support. And there's also a Patreon there too, where you can actually check out some of not only just my shows, but some of the other shows that have been going on as well. So you can listen to replays and all kinds of stuff there too. So, all right, checking in with some of our folks here. Good morning from Mississauga. Oh my God, I'm going to screw this up, Randall. I'm so sorry.
Mississauga?
You're talking to two people who can barely even speak English language. It's amazing that we even have a show. Mississauga. I'm gonna go Mississauga. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry, Randall.
Mississauga.
Yes, Randall, our great friend from up north, who actually is the creator of our brand new theme song that we've been playing now for the last couple months here on Song Swap Showdown. So good morning, Randall, and thank you so much. Dave Mattingly checking with that guy and that girl. I love it. Oh wait, did he? Oh, is he saying my? Oh, I see. There's songs. There's conversations going on inside of the chat. It's amazing. Mark Ronick was saying, "Good morning, good morning,
Good morning,"
and he's saying, "I better get a buzz. I bet I get a better buzz from Song Swap Showdown than a drink." Oh,
thank you, Mark.
Nice, nice. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. And going all the way back up, I think we got Mr. Ian from Australia also checking in as well. Here he is.
Always dedicated and showing up.
Hi, gang, from one garden state to another, from on the other side of the world. That's right. Mike Ham, who runs Radio Garden State, when he looks at the stats, he's like, wow, we got people from Australia listening. I'm like, that's us. That's us.
Well,
That's our people.
so we've got the States today, Canada, and Australia. So we are global today.
Yeah.
Live and global.
And of course, Dave, always great with coming up with themes for every single week. Good morning, Diddy drinkers. Love it.
I love it. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And so before we get going, just want to acknowledge today is National Dog Day. Did you know that? We were talking a little bit about it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Today's National Dog Day. So listen, all day long, I'm going to post some pictures of mine and Amanda's dogs, both past and present. Because we want to remember our friends, our friends who have meant to us so much in our lives. Yeah. So we want to make sure that we acknowledge them. So if you have any pictures of your furry friends, send them over our way and we will post them on our Instagram account today. So do that. And also on RadioGardenState.com, we're going to post some pictures too. Mike has a great dog, a puppy, 6-month-old puppy, Doc, and a cutie. And so we're going to be posting some Radio Garden State furry friend family members today as well. So National Dog Day. Cheers to the dogs that make our lives better.
Listen, and I'm going to send a picture, but let me tell you, there is a picture of Harry that he somehow, so in the mail, we got like a fake cigarette thing. Like it was like an electric cigarette thing, and somehow Harry got it. Let me show you this. Can you see it?
Oh my gosh. So Amanda right now, for those of you not watching, is holding up a picture of her dog.
Harry.
Like with Harry, with one eye closed and one eye open.
With a cigarette.
With a cigarette.
That he had bit.
Yeah, where he had bit. And he's just looking like
he's
like some kind of like 50s like gangster. Like some gang member from the 50s. Like
the Don Draper of Chihuahuas. So that's kicking off the dog days.
Yeah. Dave is saying to go with National Dog Day. The Tom Waits song I suggested is from the album Rain Dogs. Yes. Okay. So we have a ton of song suggestions in here, which we will absolutely get to as we go along in today's show. If you have any song suggestions, let us know, because not only do we want to know what your song suggestions would have been, but I will add them to my little show that I'll be doing for Patreon only members. So if you want access to that, the only way to get access to that, where I'm going to play everybody's song suggestions as your own little personal radio show, you have to join our Patreon. So do that today. Just make it happen. $1.50. All right. Oh, go ahead.
If you want to hear all of our songs that we talk about every single week, go to our Spotify Song Swap Showdown 2024 playlist. I just was looking this morning as I was listening to our songs that we swapped each other today for the 1,000th time. And we are 4 minutes under 10 hours of music for this season. And we're not even anywhere close to being done. So if you want an eclectic playlist, get on that playlist. And it's a good conversation starter if you're having a party, winding down summer. Hey, we got Labor Day coming up. Keep us in mind. Play that playlist.
Play that playlist. That is right. And Randall is checking in what's saying it's in Canadian dollars. It's $2.50 Canadian. Well, I guess is that well, the loonie is like equivalent to $1, I think, in Canadian money. The loonie.
I'm not good with money.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're Canadian, it's $2.50. I don't know what it is in euro.
But regardless, we appreciate any help we can get. So
Chris, my gosh, yes. Okay.
So Chris, I feel like
Amanda,
I have made you go first the last couple weeks. So I'm going to go first because I feel like this might be a crowd favorite of today's list. I mean, there's some Guns N' Roses fans that listen to us, and this is Nighttrain by Guns N' Roses. And you know what? I had never heard this song before. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
I am not this one. I am not surprised that you didn't hear before. I had a feeling you hadn't heard this one before. But I never know. Sometimes you surprise me, Amanda Sharp. Sometimes you like throw me and you're like, I've heard this because your husband's heard it, because Marcus has listened to it around the house. You're like, I heard. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. But
the Marcus and Owen factor is real for sure.
Right. You never know where you would have, if you'd heard it there, but I had a feeling you might not have heard this one.
Yeah. And so when we do our Googling, and Songfacts is usually our go-to place, and they're so generous. They're not sponsored. they don't sponsor our show, but we would love them to be. And so the visual of how this song kind of came about is they would get drunk on this cheap night wine or night train wine.
Night Train.
And so they essentially would be walking home and they would just be working up some lyrics and singing. And so you only just imagine a group of drunk men singing. Now, but not just a group of men, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Drunk and singing and wrapping up the day, walking out of a day of the recording studio or partying or whatever. And they just magically come up with Night Train, which ends up being, correct, a pretty significant hit.
Well, yeah, so it's not a song that was released as an actual single from this record, but it definitely became a very fast fan favorite. It's one of my, like, first of all, I'm just going to say it once again, and I know Amanda's heard me say this forever and ever, is that Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, their debut record is, fact, one of the greatest debut records ever released by any rock band on planet Earth. And front to back, it is a perfect record. Now, I'm not saying it's the only perfect record out there, but it is a top 10 S tier perfect record, front to back rock record. And Night Train is absolutely a banger of a song that I know Amanda's now going to give five records to.
Well,
by the way,
after you played that, oh my, stop it! This is
just
what
in
this
case
looks like.
nobody knew what Night Train looked like. So on the video version right now, I just brought up some bottles of Night Train. So listen, like there's other things like Boone's Farm, Arbor Mist, like these like $1.50, like back in the day, like Boone's Farm was a big one for us. Like it's literally like a gigantic like wine cooler, but this is Night Train. And it was just cheap malt liquor wine that was just, serve very cold. You better believe you better serve it very cold.
Otherwise, it just
that's Night Train. It just isn't, it's better served cold.
Served chilled. It looks a lot like Mountain Dew's Code Red, which I really love.
I see. I'm not surprised about that because I know you play video games and stuff, and so Mountain Dew Code Red is right up your alley.
But that tears my stomach up as an adult. Now I'm telling you,
there's no way it doesn't. Oh, I could never imagine drinking a Mountain Dew. I can't even imagine drinking anything like that anymore. Back in the day, of course. Now, oh my God, no way.
I'll be hopped up on Mountain Dew and like what got into me.
All hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I mean, I'm unstoppable when I got me some Mountain Dew going through these veins.
I would love to just have a night where I hang out with Amanda and all we do is drink Mountain Dew and we're going to have so much fun. And then in the morning, we're going to instantly regret it and be in so much pain.
So much pain. Our stomachs will not be happy with us.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I could go for some Code Red. But that's what that wine looks like.
Dave is saying I start each day with 2 Mountain Dews. Is that true, Dave? Do you really?
I believe it. Believe it.
That's a bold choice, Dave. Like, God bless you, buddy. Like, I cannot. I mean, soda itself. I know we're going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but soda itself, I just don't drink soda at all anymore. Like, I haven't drank soda in forever. I literally drink seltzer all day and water and coffee. And
that's admirable. So, Dave, what is your favorite Mountain Dew? Is it just the green slime looking stuff? Yellow
regular
slime?
classic Mountain Dew.
Or is it one of these new flavors that I feel like every month they're coming up with like a new flavor of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, well, Code Red is definitely like so gamer.
It's so fruit punchy. It's so good. It gives you that punch, all right.
Yeah, they have the Voltage, the Code Red. I think, was it Cool Dew or something like that? Or Cold? I don't know. It's like this whole other. I mean, there's a lot of flavors. I'm looking online right now. Like there's a whole.
Yeah, they do seasonal. I mean, the colors are ever changing.
Yeah, let me share this really quick. I know we're talking about Night Train, by the way, guys, and so this is the first time you listen to the show. This is what happens on Song Swap Showdown. We curve and then we come back. But trust, hang in there. We'll be back. It's coming back.
Rainbow of flavors.
Whoops. There we go. You see it? Okay, there it is. Yeah, I thought I lost it for a second. All right, so
rainbow of flavors. Wow.
visually right now on the screen, we're showing the rainbow of Mountain Dew flavors. So we want to know from you guys, what if you drink Mountain Dew, if you're a Mountain Dew connoisseur, what is your go-to flavor? What's your flavor of choice there? That's what we want to know.
I'm that code red girl. So Dave looks like he's coming in that he's standard neon green.
Okay. Oh, yep. There it is. Yeah. So yeah, I
All
drink
right.
Diet Mountain Dew, which only comes in standard neon green. He says my daily dews are my only soft drinks or caffeine all day. After those, it's water and Powerade. Man, I'm glad though that you can even take the Dew because my stomach, I'm with them, man, and my stomach gets ripped up these days.
Yeah.
Ian is saying I expect that some sort of the drink is part of the reason their Chinese Democracy album took 10 years to make. Probably. Yeah, Amanda doesn't know that story, Ian, so I'll have to fill her in on that when we come back into Guns N' Roses. Man, that's great though. Good for you, Dave. Good for you.
So
Everybody's got their thing, you know?
everyone has to drink something.
Yeah, everybody has to drink something.
It. So it's just what is your choice of liquid, essentially.
That's right. And for Guns N' Roses, it was Nighttrain because it was cheap because they had no money. Yeah. I also love, too, is also the drink of hobos and bums in the songfacts.com. In the songfacts.com article.
Chris Baglio. When I read that, I can't even. I'm going to be so embarrassed saying this out loud.
Oh, here we go. Story time. Story time. Is it story time?
I read that and did not think it was hobos and bums. I didn't collectively process hobos and bums. I thought it was like band names.
Oh, you thought it was like some slur name.
Yes,
I got you.
Homeless.
You read it too fast.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
you read it
mind
too
was
fast.
in, processing history, in the making, not homeless wine. Oh my gosh, that's so.
Dave is
weird.
saying Mountain Dew is why I glow in the dark. Oh, great.
Mountain Dew just makes me think so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like.
Yeah. He said on Sundays, Dave is saying on Sundays on the way to church, I get a giant Mountain Dew from the gas station and add some peach or mango flavoring.
Wow. I'm sure it's delicious.
Yeah.
You know, those type of soda machines are very overwhelming to me.
Yeah. I like, once again, I stay away from it. The one in the movie theater, because I like that they have seltzer, and I get the AHA, I get the seltzer. Usually the blueberry is my choice because there's no sugar, no nothing, and that's what I get when I go to the movie theater because I do want you're like, oh my god, I'd love but I'm like, no, it's way too much sugar for me personally to ingest. I just can't do it anymore. So I get the big thing of seltzer and load it with ice and all that, and so. Yeah, that's my go-to. But I'm like, what do I press? It's and as a kid, can you imagine being that technology? I can only see how I know why kids are but me then with that technology, oh my gosh, I would have been going nuts.
We would have, but now as adults, we were introduced to it as adults. And so did I tell you the last time I went to Wendy's and I ordered some meals, but they were all for Owen because I didn't want to cook. And the girl gave me my cups and I'm like, I'm so sorry that machine confuses me. Can you just get me straight Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper from behind your
Dr.
counter?
Pepper.
And she was like, of course. I was like, gosh, I sound 80, but I'm just not capable. It's so many options.
So many options.
So Dave just on his casual drive to church, hitting up the little dispenser of mango in his Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's play a little bit of this Guns N' Roses Nighttrain.
This ditty.
That is a fan favorite. And
it is a huge fan favorite.
Appetite for Destruction, you have educated me on that your view on this multiple times. And I don't argue it.
There's no arguing.
Nope, not at all. I feel like there's some cowbell.
There's lots of cowbell.
Loaded like a freight train.
Rips.
Flying like
Can we just break down that opening lyric real quick? Because that is poetry.
Do whatever you got to do.
That is poetry. I absolutely love that. Feeling like a space brain, riding on like a freight train. I can't even get the lyrics right myself because I'm all excited about it. The opening, yeah, loaded like a freight train, flying like an airplane, feeling like a space brain. One more time tonight. Absolutely, every lyric in this song is outstanding.
Drunk on Nighttrain, just spewing the knowledge.
That's it. We're gonna start it over just cause. This is a great opening. Yeah, here we go. Heather knows what's up. Such a great song. She knows what's up.
Loaded like a freight train, flying like an aeroplane.
Flying like an aeroplane.
Feeling like a space brain one more time tonight. Look out, Del, I'm a West Coast strutting. One bad mother got a rattlesnake suitcase under my arm. Said I'm a mean machine and drinking gasoline and honey, you can make my motor hum. Well, I got one chance left in a nightlife cat. I got a dog fire smile. I got a Molotov cocktail.
Best line right here.
I smoke my cigarette with style.
Smoke my cigarette with style.
Good Perry.
Oh my God.
Wake up late, honey, put on your clothes and take your credit card to the liquor store. Well, that's one for you and two for me by tonight.
Probably gonna get dumped soon on YouTube.
I'll be loaded like a freight
Chris is like, I'm gonna risk it.
flying like
I'm risking it. I just want to get to the chorus.
feeling like a space brain one more time tonight.
That's right.
I'm on the night train, bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Train, fill my car. I'm on the night train, ready to crash and burn. I never learned. I'm on the night train. I love that stuff.
All right. Oh my God. I can listen to this entire song. This song rips. It absolutely rips in every amazing way possible. I smoke my cigarette with style. What a line. Poetry. Rock and roll poetry in action, Amanda.
Classy line indeed.
Yeah, look,
Classy line.
Heather singing this in the car. Everybody knows. They know. I can't even tell you how much I had this when this came out. Here's my story time. So this record dropped, and it took like a year for Appetite Destruction to really kind of catch. Like,
Sure.
Welcome to the Jungle. I remember it like debuted in the middle of the night, like that music video, because no one and it caught on. Like it finally caught on, and it started breaking the band and went crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got Guns N' Roses, I got the cassette tape, Appetite for Destruction, and this was still, they weren't like the juggernaut band yet. They were still up and coming. But I got it early on because I saw Welcome to the Jungle on MTV, and I was like, this is everything I want right now. This is awesome. And it's hard rock, it's punk rock, it's not hair metal. It's like, this is like rock, you know? And I love it. It's just raw and unadulterated and just no F's given. And I literally wore this cassette out in my Walkman. All I would do is like keep it on repeat. It's at a point where the cassette literally, like, through sheer use, completely came apart. Like, it just wore out. Like, you couldn't even, like, all the writing on the cassette, like, it was a clear cassette, you know how all the white writing was off, so you didn't even know, like, just, I don't know what side it is. I'm just gonna gamble. I'm just gonna put it in and see what song is on.
And you won either way, right?
One either way. And I listened to this song. I listened to this record so much. It is ingrained in my brain. I know every lyric from this. This is, like I said, a god tier record. And man, Nighttrain is. I listened to this stuff and I instantly am transported back to pushing carts at A&P with my headphones on, 14 years old. Turn up as loud as it could be, where it's like the over modulating in my headphones, pushing carts, listening to Guns N' Roses at A&P. Yeah.
Well, Ian's going. Good luck scoring this now, Amanda. Ian, I'm feeling that burden right there.
Right there.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, well, let's read this first. Let's see. Yes.
So Randall's saying, yes, too much car play and erases the writing on a cassette. Yeah, it does. Like, it would just come off because you'd be like constantly taking it in and out, or like just being in the thing, like because the tape heats up. So the writing would just come off and it would heat up and flake off. And so, every time that's it, you take it in and out and it would just, the writing would eventually come off. And so that was it. Yeah. My sister's checking in. Such an awesome song. One of my favorites. Dave saying, when I first heard GNR, I was happy to hear rock based on AC/DC and Zeppelin instead of campy hair metal. Yeah, I agree. And I love, and quite frankly, I like the campy hair metal. It's fun. It's this, we were listening to it yesterday. We were hanging out and we had it on and we were just like, man, this is just so much fun. But Guns N' Roses was like, yeah, like how Nirvana came and kind of wiped the slate clean. Guns N' Roses to me was like, all right, this has been cool. But here is some roots-based, just straight up raw rock and roll, like kind of like or palate cleanse.
Oh, I'm so nervous now.
So Amanda, with that being said, as we're like 8:40, we're like literally just spent like 30 minutes talking about Nighttrain. Well, not really. We're talking about Mountain Dew, and
Well,
let's be fair, we were talking about Mountain Dew for a good like 5 to 10 minutes.
We were. Well, and I thought this is probably the most controversial or interesting song to put on this list to start with this week. So, listen, I think the spirit of this song is fun. I can appreciate their sound. I can appreciate where this song was written. I like that they got drunk off of homeless wine. It adds to the song's history. Is it my cup of tea? No, it's not. And I love that you just love Appetite for Destruction so much. It's such a part of your life.
It is burned into my DNA.
Yeah,
that's me, and I can't expect you to be, because you didn't have that experience, and this is not something you listen to. So before everybody on YouTube starts roasting Amanda, Banana. She does not listen to this kind of music. She did not grow up listening to this music.
No.
So I know a lot of guitar-based rock fans like to dump on Amanda, dunk on her.
But just remember where I came from.
Just remember where she came from. She's grew up in the Midwest.
Country.
Listening to country and Madonna records.
Only got my sister.
Yeah. So, all right.
Michael Bolton. Like, I remember that. Like, my childhood was so interesting.
So right now, Randall's already coming in with love what you love, not your cup of tea. It's okay to be different. So that's note to everybody on YouTube to dunk on Amanda. It's okay to be different.
It's okay.
But she's still going to get dunked on anyway.
Yeah, and those are good for our algorithms. So
and they're great for the algorithm, so do it.
we're kind of immune to it these days. All right. So I'm going to give this 3.1 records.
And no, the one is because
of cowbell.
I like it so much. Yeah. Oh, cowbell. I love that. The one is because of cowbell. Fantastic.
Straight three otherwise, but that extra three that takes it a slightly above average because of the cowbell.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, Dave's saying Mountain Dew, # not a sponsor.
Correct, but # would love to have a sponsor.
Would love to have Mountain Dew as a sponsor. We will talk about Code Red all day long. I love Code Red. I drink it all the time still.
You know what? If Mountain Dew wanted to sponsor us, I certainly would drink Code Red every single Monday morning.
We would make sure Code Red is predominantly displayed. This entire Code Red would line the back shelves of everything.
We would get framed out in Code Red.
Yeah, exactly. So not opposed to having Mountain Dew Code Red as a sponsor of the show.
I will dress up as Code Red for Halloween. Where you at, Mountain Dew?
Where you at, Mountain Dew? Dave is saying Nighttrain gets a 4.1 for me. Not my favorite GNR, but GNR starts at a 4. So GNR as a whole for him starts at 4 records, and then. So, Dave, I think that's a very fair rating, for sure.
I think for Guns N' Roses, for people who appreciate Guns N' Roses, I think you're exactly right, Dave. I would assume most people would nestle all Guns N' Roses songs from 4 to 5 records, I would assume. I
Yeah.
bet no one has like 3 record Guns N' Roses songs, especially from the very beloved Appetite for Destruction album.
You better believe it's beloved. One of the greatest debut records by any band ever. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
And you can take that to the bank.
That's right. I feel
That is
another
a
shirt
fact.
coming on.
That is a fact. Appetite for Destruction is the best debut record. Fact.
There we go.
That's the shirt.
Nighttrain, 3.1 records.
Okay, 3.1 records for Nighttrain, which I would say for you, who was not being a hard rock fan,
Yep.
that is a good rating coming from you. So I accept it.
You're welcome, Chris Baglio.
And Dave is saying, Amanda, you're saying you don't already dress up like Code Red?
not as of yet, but
Yeah.
feeling a little something this year.
Yeah. Ian's saying Australian song Never Let Me Go by Black Sorrows has great cowbell.
I love me some cowbell.
Cowbell's good. Cowbell is good, man.
It just adds so much spirit to any song.
That's right.
Prove
Always
me
more cowbell.
wrong, internet. Prove me wrong. You can't.
You can't. It's impossible. Impossible. All right. So you're moving on to we're still on our first songs, by the way, everybody. So your first song to me this week was by Samantha Ebert. And you gave me a Samantha Ebert song recently, didn't you? Did you recently give me a song by her that I kind of dug?
I did a Patreon content.
That's right. Patreon.
Yes,
yeah,
on one of her
Patreon.
songs
Okay.
that I really, really
Yes.
like. So if you want to go over there and listen, everyone, feel free to. But this is by the same gal. And what a long title. All I wanted was a cup of coffee.
All I wanted was a cup of coffee. Just one coffee.
And talk about mood switch for our show. Like we went from
Yeah.
the Nighttrain to
We went to Nighttrain to
what you're about to listen to.
So I think I was saying this on a pre-show. I don't think I said it on our actual show yet, but like our list this week, Amanda went full on cafe playlist. Like, spoiler alert, every song you'll hear on Amanda's playlist is literally me sitting in the cafe with my laptop doing my emails, and then I'm like sipping my coffee, and then this is playing on. Oh, like it's all cafe music. You went all cafe music. I went like rock and.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with me, and probably nothing, but I have been on this jazz kick for the last 2 weeks. So I'm driving in my car listening to jazz, autumn jazz to be specific. Spotify.
Yeah, yes. Autumn jazz as she gets ready for her pumpkin spice and
Can you imagine living with me? I mean, Marcus waking up and going, "Oh, she's listening to jazz again." Like, what do you do with that? What do you do?
autumn jazz.
Autumn jazz.
It's autumn jazz.
You wait until I switch to Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
So, I mean, I suppose everyone should be happy it's not Christmas jazz yet. But yeah, there's something about jazz right now that's just I'm really feeling. So yeah,
You're feeling it.
The coffee house vibe was in my soul this week for this song list.
In your store, in your Pressed Rose store, do you play is that like what you play like all day long, like a lot of like that kind of like the Spotify jazz?
Yes.
Or recently? Yeah.
Yep. As of recently, yes. And I'm telling you, that's motivated me. I have the pep to my step to jazz. It's unlike no other.
I see you lighting up right now. You're glowing. You're like glowing a little bit.
Jazz. I know you all are thinking this, so I will answer your question. Can you skate to jazz music? Yes, you can.
Please post a video of you roller skating around the store to like autumn jazz. I implore you, please, and post it on the Song Swap Showdown account.
Absolutely, you got it.
Please, everybody wants to see that. Everybody wants to see that. If you have any questions about roller skating, please submit them to Song Swap Showdown.
I got you covered.
Yeah. So your song to me was is once again All I Wanted Was a Coffee by Samantha Ebert, and this song is kind of not great. Okay, let me take that. Let me say that differently. The lyrics are not happy. So I have to reframe that. So I didn't mean to say that the song itself was, it's not what you think is like, oh, this is a happy song. It is not happy. It is not happy.
A country song.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh, it could be a country song. So
yeah.
Randall saying coffee. Yeah. Everybody knows who listens to the show regularly. Amanda, they know how much Amanda and I love coffee. Like literally the nectar of gods coffee is. Thank God coffee exists in nature. Amen. And we can enjoy it. So, and so much happens over coffee. Happens over coffee. I was just listening to Chappell Rowan's song because I'm like obsessed with Chappell Rowan right now and like her record. Obsessed with it. And there's a song called Coffee on there, and it's you should listen to that one. I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you're digging to Chappell Rowan right now, but I am like all in.
I can't get out of jazz, Rowan. So as of right now, it's just cable.
So right now you're stuck. But you have to anyway. I'm not gonna talk about that right. But so basically the song is the narrator of the song, who I don't know if this actually happened to Samantha Ebert, but the narrator of the song is about the unexpected emotions of discovering a lover's betrayal in the most mundane of settings, a coffee shop. The narrative unfolds as a protagonist stands in line at a local coffee house, only to overhear a conversation that shatters her world. The lyrics paint a vivid picture of a woman who learns that her significant other is moving on with someone else, symbolized by the specific detail of a green truck which unmistakably belongs to her partner. This revelation is a gut-wrenching moment, transforming a simple coffee run into a life-altering experience. This is coming from, by the way, lyricslayers.com. And I listened to the song and I'm like, oh my God. Like, can you imagine being in line to just like, I'm just going to get a quick coffee.
I'm going to get coffee. I like the rest of the cup. I do every morning.
Right. And then you overhear that conversation. I would die. I would literally be, I would be just as shattered as the person in this song.
Yeah, and one of my favorite lyrics is when she goes like, she was basically there for a cup of coffee and she got a mocha broken heart. I'm like, oh, so well done.
Yeah, so mocha well done.
Broken heart.
Yeah. Ian is saying you have not had coffee until you've had one in Australia, the best coffee in the world. I will take you up on that, Ian.
One day we will get there.
We will put that to task. Mm-hmm. We will put that to task. And see you later, Randall. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Bye,
Appreciate
Randall.
You, bud. So all right, so let's listen to a little bit of this song. It is a sad song. It is a sad song. Is this on the Working Through Life playlist?
It sure is.
I had a feeling it was. All right. Here's some Samantha Ebert. All I wanted was a coffee. It has some country tinge to it, like, but she's not a country artist, right?
No.
Down on 52 Main, the Blue House Cafe, she was standing in line in front of me, telling her best friend about the guy she met last week. She said he's picking her up Friday at 10 o'clock.
Way too late.
She can't wait to climb into his lifted Chevy short box. But you're the only boy in this town with that truck colored green. I knew in my heart you were pulling away, but I didn't plan on finding out this way.
Yeah, so I don't want to get dumb. Now, by the way, guys, just so you know, the reason why we only really play like maybe the first like minute or so of the song is because while we stream on YouTube and Facebook, if we play too much of the song, they will cut off the stream. So I just want to put that out because it comes up a lot. Like, why do you guys cut off the song so much? I get DMs about this. It's because we don't want to lose the stream. On RadioGardenState.com, we can play the full song, but on YouTube and Facebook, we are not allowed to, and they will cut the stream off. So that is why. I just want to kind of preface that. That's why we put everything up on our playlist here. So talking about this song, so it's a very sad song. It's a very sad song. Heather coming on and saying very country. I agree. This is a very country-esque. I know she's not a country artist, but it's definitely got a lot of the elements of country, and it's even a little bit. I'd say it's a little bit. What is it? A twangy? Yeah,
it's got some.
It's a twang. Yeah. It's a little ditty. It's a little ditty. It's a coffee house ditty.
And I wanna. So her roots could be more country, but she actually got put on the map by her most recent song that I did do the review on, which is Flowers. And just to kind of show you the difference of how different these songs' success have been, Flowers has been downloaded 6.2 million times. And then All I Wanted Was Coffee is under 250,000.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, obviously that the Flower singles is huge. I mean, huge. That's massive.
And that is not country. It's just very sweet Christian type of song. And so her roots may be more in country, but that her hit and her pivot of where she goes is completely different based on the success of Flowers. But
gotcha.
This is a fun song, even though it's sad.
It is sad.
Getting your heart broken.
I will say that and I don't mean this to be disparaging in any way, by the way, for anybody, because I don't want people to be like, "What? Come on, really?" But because I will watch these movies. I watch Hallmark movies. I watch, especially during Christmas. Come on, it's just, it is just. I mean, the plot. I watch those movies. Like, I could do this movie. I could make this movie, like literally. And
a
so
$1,000,000%.
The storyline in this song is literally the start of any of those Hallmark movies or any movie starring Kate Hudson. This is like. Coffee. The name of the movie is called Coffee in New York, and it starts off.
And that moment is what makes her go back to her hometown.
Yes.
And then she finds a past
to reset
love and to reset
but it's always somebody she's at odds with, right? It's a complete opposite, and it's like I hate that person, but yet they then find themselves like growing this chemistry and connection, even though they can't stand each other. But then
absolutely. Next thing you know, she's in love with the local vet who saved her dog. And
somehow they saved the town from the corporation that was coming in to like level it and turn it into like a Chuck E. Cheese theme park or something like that.
Yet Hallmark just continues to be successful. You don't break something that's not broken, right?
Listen, Hallmark, Amanda and I are your next big filmmakers to make a hit movie for you. So if you're listening, because we know that the executives from Hallmark are listening to RadioGardenState.com and Song Swap Showdown
every week.
So for you and only for you, Amanda and I will agree to helm a Hallmark movie based on All I Wanted Was Coffee, and with of course Samantha Ebert's involvement, because this song will be played 10,000 times because the whole budget will be blown on that one song, and so we have to play it over and over again throughout the whole movie. Because that's
that's all we got.
We will write this movie for you, and we will keep it on budget, and it'll be a hit, guaranteed hit.
And we can film it right in Ida. It has the silos. It has
we already have it.
It has the Christmas tree, the park. Like we have it all.
We can keep costs down. We know somebody in Ida. We can make it happen.
We have a coffee shop.
Yes, exactly. So
coffee shop.
Right. And it also stars 2 podcasters in it as well. Just
absolutely
who make a cameo appearance.
Absolutely. Look at Dave coming in with All I Wanted Was to Song Swap. All I wanted was to song.
There you go.
Swap.
Yes.
And then we ended with a 2-hour show.
That's right. So
every week.
That's where I immediately think when I hear this song. Just so you know, this is where my brain. We always show the chart of Amanda. The serial killer board. That's my head. My head went right to that this week with this song. This is Hallmark movie quality music.
We need a Chris board now. No doubt.
I will make a Chris board. By next show, we'll have a Chris board.
We'll have a little bit of a Chris board referencing some Hallmark stuff.
Yep, it'll be everything. It'll be Star Wars. It'll be a whole thing. I will work on it. I will work on it. So, so all I wanted was coffee. All I wanted was a coffee. It's a sad song, but I do like that when I hear it. I think of Hallmark movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's. I mean, I might put this on my Sunday playlist, and then it'll come on, and Rachel will go. Rachel, these are the songs when it comes on, and Rachel goes, "What are we listening to?" Like literally just like that. It'll come on, and I'll be like driving, and it comes on. What are we listening to? It's just a song. Like that's the reaction that happens.
Let's just envision that for a second. You guys are going on a lovely Sunday drive to explore a little town somewhere around you. This song comes on, and you start singing. All I wanted was coffee, and I can see Rachel doing that.
Yeah.
And the fact that you would know some of these lyrics would be very interesting to
see,
her.
And Heather's checking in because Heather and Rachel are best friends. They also do the podcast together, Friendship, Wellness, and Wisdom.
Hello,
That's a Heather. Yeah, so they do their show together, which is also on Radio Garden State on Sundays at 9:30.
Yes.
And anywhere you get podcasts, and also on YouTube. So follow them, Friendship, Wellness, and Wisdom. But yeah, so they've been best friends since they were like little kids, and so she says, "I can so see that." Yes, but it's true. This is what happens. We're driving, we're listening, and she's like, "What are we listening to?" And immediately when that happens, I go, "Uh-oh, she's definitely not into this." So sometimes because you've gotten me into some more country flavored stuff, and I'm weaving it in, and she's be like, "Are we listening to country right now?" I'm like, "Well, it's like alt country." No, this is country. I don't like this. Turn it off. So that's kind of how that goes. But I don't know. She might like that. I don't know. It depends. I think the mood has to hit her.
Now we have a new skippage rating, right? So we got the Chris, Amanda skippage, right? Now we have, is it Rachel approved? Like Rachel in the car approved? Is there the skip of that?
It is another skip.
This is where the show gets complicated, everyone. Sometimes it's hard to follow.
It's very hard. It's very difficult. So, all right. So where do I rate the song? I give it a 3.3. I give it 3.3 records.
Okay,
it's a cute song. It's fun. It's not bad. I think I might add it to the Sunday morning playlist, which is where it would just live in perpetuity.
Sure.
It's a 3.3.
You know what?
But the movie would be a 5 record movie.
I don't disagree with you at all.
So I don't think it's a bad song. It's a little above average for me as far as the quality of a song. It's 3.3 records. She got a great voice. I like the narrative.
The storyline behind it is what has ya.
The storyline behind it is what has me, and we, mark my words, we will write the script, and Hallmark, we will offer it to you first. You get first right of refusal for our movie. All I wanted was a coffee, Unita.
Before all the other people who might want it start banging down our doors.
Right.
And I just want it to go on record. Today is August 26th, 2024. And Heather is coming in saying she's going to shut it down. But then more importantly, Ian has said for the first time in our show history, not poor Marcus. No. Poor Rachel.
We need a poor Rachel shirt up.
I know. We've heard poor Marcus every episode for 4 seasons. Now we got ourselves a poor Rachel.
That's right. Poor Rachel.
Well, I like your 3.3. I really accept that. Honestly,
it's a
3.3. So very good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, I think it's a sweet song. It's kind of very like safe.
Fair.
It's very Walmart.
I can understand
style music.
Sure.
And that, I don't mean that in an offensive way.
But
it's not Target because Target's a little more. I don't want to say it because I don't want to offend people, so I'm just gonna not say it.
Well,
it's not Target. It's Walmart. It's a difference. It's Walmart music.
Neither are bad.
And I don't say that negatively in a bad way. It's in that category.
Understood.
It's safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's safe. But more importantly, it's the plot line for a Hallmark movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. More Walmart country for Chris. I agree. That's where I operate. It's where I operate. I've actually got some good stuff I got to send to Amanda for country.
I can't wait.
Country rock kind of stuff that
Maybe
I think you would
pull me out of my
really dig.
jazz.
It might. Yeah. Yeah. And Heather's coming with poor Rachel.
And Val. All right.
Wait till Rachel
Rachel
watches or
today.
listens to the replay of this because she's at work and she doesn't get it. She cannot listen at all when she's at work. It does not. She's not in a job where she can do that. So we're talking about her at her expense right now. But I'm sure Heather's texting her right now, going, "They're talking about you."
But with love.
But with absolute love, yeah.
Love and
Make sure you check out Friendship, Wellness, and Wisdom, everybody.
Yes.
It's a great show. Great show.
Very great show.
So that is my rating on that.
Very
3.3
good.
records. Okay, so I'm gonna, before we go move on, I do want to just acknowledge everybody in the group who's been giving us song suggestions. So let's do that part, and then we'll move on to song 2. Is that cool?
An hour into the show, and we're only going on to song 2s.
It's all right. We're gonna speed it up, everybody. But listen, are you guys having fun? Are you guys having fun with us? That's the most important thing. That's the point of the show. We're here to have fun. Here to have fun. All right. So Ian is saying, for Chris, his picks for me this week are Cheap Wine by Cold Chisel, One More Drink with the Boys by Rose Tattoo, and Drinking Beer is Awesome by Regurgitator. I think it's Regurgitator.
That's a name.
That is a name. That is a name. All right. And for Amanda, he says, Let Me Drink by Guy Sebastian, Cigarettes and Whiskey by Adam Brand, which is Amanda's favorite pastime, smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey, and Wine Time by Becky Cole.
There we go.
I think if Amanda did drink, because we all know Amanda does not drink, she does not smoke, she doesn't do anything. I don't smoke either. But I think if you did, I think you would be a whiskey person. I think you would enjoy whiskey, and I'm not going to go with the cigarettes, but like the whiskey, I think you would drink whiskey. I think you could be a whiskey drinker. If you did it in another version of you, I think you would be a whiskey drinker.
I think you would almost need to be, because if it was any type of drink, like a Code Red intoxicated.
Yeah.
Like an alcohol abuse Code Red, I would just be sucking them down. Like
an alcohol version of Code Red.
I would be sucking it down. So it does need to be something that would keep my pace.
Nighttrain.
No, it would need to keep my pace at bay, that I don't chug something.
Right. Okay.
I need it to be a sippable. So I think
yes,
think that's a good recommendation. If
a good whiskey is you sip. A cheap whiskey you shoot. Get it down as fast as possible.
I'll be a sipper.
Yes, you be a sipper. A sipper. All right, and then and then he also picked songs for Dave.
I love it.
This has been great. This has been a new feature to the show where Dave and Ian have been picking songs for each other now.
So
and I love this so much. So for Dave, he says Yaramula wine. I hope I'm saying that right. Yarula. Oh my gosh. I'm horrible.
Yaralumna, maybe?
Yaralumna wine by Red Gum. Share this wine by Things of Stone and Wood. And
Broken Gin Bottle by
Broken Gin Bottle by Skyhooks. So that's what. Okay. So share this wine by Things of Stone and Wood, and Broken Gin Bottle by Skyhooks. I think I got that right. Okay.
Sorry, Ian, if we didn't.
Sorry,
we're not good at English.
We're terrible. We're horrible. All right. Then Dave is saying my drinking songs for Chris. De La Soul, Tread Water. Very good one. That's a great pick. Ed's Redeeming Coffee, or Ed's Redeeming Qualities, I think. Bad Coffee.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I think Ed's Redeeming Quality. Yeah, because I know the band's Ed Redeeming's Quality. Bad Coffee, and Kim Mitchell, Go for a Soda.
Okay.
Amanda, the songs for you are, my drinking songs for Amanda are Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, Nothing But the Water. Men Without Hats, Walk on Water.
Imagine that.
Oh, and Robert Mitchum, Coconut Water.
I
think we talked about that one show ages ago.
We did indeed. And hey, what do you call it pop or soda?
Soda. Pop is a Midwest thing.
We broke ourselves of saying pop when we moved to Texas because pop wasn't a thing. So we do say soda now.
Okay. Yeah, here in the East Coast, no one calls it pop. It's all
soda.
It's all soda. It's usually once you get out of Pennsylvania, it starts becoming pop, it seems like. At least from this perspective. I don't know the southern states. I know just here in the East Coast, it's always been soda. And Dave is saying my drinking songs for Ian, Country Dick Montana, Are You Drinking With Me, Jesus, as Redeeming Qualities, Spanish Champagne, and Tom Waits, Jockey Full of Bourbon. And I love me
Okay.
some Tom Waits, man. Tom Waits is fantastic. So, all right. I think that's all the song suggestions we got
Okay.
today. Oh, bonus
So-
song for Chris and Amanda and Ian. The Coolies, Coke Light Ice.
Okay.
Bonus.
I like a Coke with light ice because my teeth are sensitive.
Yeah. Dave is saying around here, they're all Cokes. What
Cokes.
kind of Coke do you want? A Pepsi.
Oh, okay. So Southern
Yeah.
is okay.
And in Australia, Ian
interesting.
is saying it's a soft, it's just soft, it's
A
soft drink.
which is the proper name. So it does make sense that something's
Yeah.
called by its proper name.
Right, right.
All right.
So 59 minutes, an hour into the show, we're on song number 2.
All right. Let's.
Well, we are on the radio now, so I mean, we have
we've got some
time. We have
time.
to fill. We got time. This is the point where everybody listening on the podcast speeds it up by 1.5. So it's like 1.5.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right. So the second song is Black Coffee in Bed by
Yes.
Squeeze. So Heather, your comment coming in, Black Coffee in Bed is my favorite Squeeze. Boom, your timing can't be more impeccable. So this is a coffee stain inspired song.
Yeah, it is. It is a coffee stain inspired song.
I wish I had that
I
vision
know.
to see a coffee stain and then go, oh, I'm gonna sing about love lost or whatever. Like,
I
isn't
know.
that
That's what I
so
thought too.
magical?
I go, man, I wish I was that creative.
Yes, like just
It just hit,
yeah, like it must have been. No, I'm not gonna lie. I've looked at a coffee ring and I've thought it would be a beautiful piece of art,
Mm,
but I haven't looked at it and said, "That's a song right there."
yeah. Yeah, he said it was a very vivid image for me and inspired this song of loss and regret.
Isn't that something? A coffee ring,
Yeah.
folks.
Yep, Chris Difford, who is the founding member and guitarist of Squeeze, that's what he was saying. The lyric was inspired by me picking up my notebook one day and seeing a coffee stain on it, which inspired the first line.
And you know what's really interesting about this? I will admit this was my favorite song of your 3 that you sent me. Does that surprise
I thought
you?
not at all, not at all. And I wasn't sure if you'd heard this song before
I had
because
not.
this was a hit. This was a hit. This was on MTV a lot, which I know you didn't have MTV, but it was on the radio. A lot, especially here in New York, rock radio played
Mhm.
Squeeze. I know Dave, I'm sure, played Squeeze on his
Sure.
radio show when he was
Cool
doing his
Wave
radio show. So
Dave.
yeah, because they were very much an English, like new wave
Yeah.
band, 80s band. I mean, everybody knows Tempted, Tempted by the fruit of another. You know
Right,
that one.
right. I do.
You know
that
that
one
one.
I know. That
Yeah,
I
I mean and that's a massive, massive hit.
know.
This song not as massive as a hit, but yet very like just a
Well-
well-known song. Pulling Muscles from Michelle, another great Squeeze song that a lot of people know.
This may be
Yeah, Cool for Cats.
one that
Dave.
maybe I heard and just never paid attention to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just so background-ish sounding. So what I found interesting is when you go to songfacts.com, it says Tilbrook could be like too hard on himself and he wasn't quite happy with the recording of this.
Mm,
And so when I read that, I was like, that's very, very interesting. And so when I
Yeah.
re-listened to the song after I read that, because I liked hearing it for the first time, second time, without that knowledge. And then when I read that, I
Yeah.
said, I need to go back and listen to it and see what he's looking like. What is he
Right.
meaning by that? And he did say
what
that
is he
it's far
hearing
too
or not hearing?
ponderous.
Mm,
But I felt like the ponderous is, I mean, what are you doing when you look at a coffee ring? You were pondering on that coffee ring and you wrote a song
yeah.
to me it fit from the conception to the delivery, I guess, if he was concerned. So
Yeah.
what do you think? Like I felt like it's a very good version, but he said that would be a song he would have wanted to re-record.
Yeah, and I think that it is probably, when you read what they're talking about. So this is obviously what he's hearing as the creator. I love
Sure.
this song, and I think it's excellent, but I'm not the songwriter, and I'm
Right.
sure maybe how he heard this song in his head is, at the end of the day, isn't quite what he wanted, because he was saying, Glenn Tilbrook, who also wrote a lot of music and one of the founding guys, he sang lead on his track. On many of the Squeeze songs from the 70s, Tilbrook and Difford would sing together, with Difford an octave lower. But in 1981, Paul Carrack joined the band and sang on their hit Tempted, which, we were just talking about. And
Yep.
Carrack departed before Sweets from a Stranger record, and Tilbrook has handled lead vocals on most Squeeze songs. So he is saying that he just felt like it was ponderous. It could never be a fast song, but it certainly had its opportunity to be slightly perkier. My vocal is mannered, but not very good at all, and I can't stand to listen to it. It was influenced by what Paul Carrack had brought to the table. Without Paul's voice, it didn't sound right. We recorded a demo with Gus Dudgeon, but we really effed that up for the record, and which was entirely too down for me. This is one of the few Squeeze songs I'd happily record because I think I could do a better version. So I think it really comes down to like he felt like his vocal performance wasn't what he wanted, and I think that I agree. Paul Carrack's voice is excellent, and I think it would be interesting to hear what Paul Carrack probably would have done with this had his voice been on it, or maybe he was the lead. But I love this song. This might be one of my favorite Squeeze. I mean, Tempted's a great song, but I actually will go for Black Coffee in Bed more than I'll go for Tempted. And maybe it's because Tempted is so overplayed at this point. Good song. I just kind of tired of hearing it. Like where I feel like Black Coffee in Bed, and I like the lyrics and I like his delivery. Obviously, I'm not the creator, so but I find nothing wrong with this version.
No, I feel like this song has good substance to it. From delivery to the words. I really don't have a lot of negative things to say about this song. I thought it was good.
I'm glad you don't have any negative things to say about it. All right, so let's listen to some Black Coffee in Bed by the one and only Squeeze. So in case anyone knows
Squeeze.
I even love this. Oh, just realized it was not sharing. So let's start that over here.
Take two.
Take two. Here we go.
Two.
Black Coffee in Bed. There we go. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I do like this so much.
Such a groove.
This could be a fourth song to my three.
There's a stain on my notebook where your coffee cup was.
It sounds so soulful. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, there's ash in the pages, now I've got myself lost. I was writing to tell you that my feelings tonight.
Like, I wish I could sing like this. I wish I had a voice like this, man.
Are a stain on my notebook that brings your goodbye.
Yeah, I don't hear what he's saying when he says that.
Now she's gone. A stain on my notebook says nothing to me. Oh, now she's gone, and I'm out with her.
I love the background vocals here.
Out with a friend, with lips full of passion, coffee in bed.
Oh, so good. So freaking good. I love it. I love the background vocals. Now she's gone. It's just so great.
It almost seems out of turn, but so perfect.
It's so perfect. It just works really well. It works
does.
really, really well. Yeah, and Ian's right. Yes, the keyboardist Jules Holland went on to host a great live music show too. Yeah, the Jules Holland show is awesome. If you guys have never seen every great performance, the Jules Holland show. Go on to YouTube. You could watch so many legendary performances on Jules Holland shows. Excellent show with great band live performances from all over the world. Excellent stuff. Yeah, Dave's saying, I wish I could sing at all. Yeah, I'm with you, Dave. I cannot sing at all. And I hear songs like that. I'm like, man, I love singing that song. Like, obviously to myself, but like, I can never do this on karaoke or anything like that. Like, we went to live band karaoke on Saturday, up in Jersey. It was emo karaoke night, and they have a live band. It was awesome. And here's the thing, like, I want to sign up and sing, but I don't because I'm so bad and so out of key. And just like Rachel went up, I'm gonna post that. Rachel went up there and sang, and our friend Ken and our friend Megan, like, I cannot sing, and I'm just like, I want to do it, but I can't because I'm so bad. And being with a band to me is more embarrassing that I can't do it. So, but I would love this
piece of a band.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm the guitar player. That's
right.
I'm not the singer. So, but like I would love to be able to sing, so I could sing songs like that because I just think that's and like sing it to people and not like be embarrassing.
This would be a good, live karaoke type or piano bar type of
Yes. Oh, yes.
sound. Where is this on your playlist that you have? Because I feel like this is great Sunday.
It's a great Sunday song. I have this on hanging out playlists.
I feel like a good summer playlist.
It could be on a good summer playlist. I feel like this is an all round like no season song. Honestly, it's an evergreen. It's an evergreen song for me.
I can agree with that. Which is why I'm going to give it a 4.2.
Boom.
Boom.
Love it. I had a feeling you would like this song.
I think as I probably even listen to it more, I think I don't think will ever be an Amanda 5-record song. Okay. Just because there's certain songs that for me are 5 records, but I think this is going to probably even scale up a little bit as I listen to it more. So I appreciate you sharing this with me, Chris Baglio. 4.2 records for
4.2.
For Black Coffee in Bed.
Alrighty. Well, there you go. Yeah. Sunday Cleaning the House song for me.
Oh, yeah.
By Heather. Good one. Yeah. Dave Mattingly, 4.2 from Amanda. Pow. Yep. And you're saying best song so far for me by far.
Okay.
Like it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh,
hit with the fans.
Neil Finn's son and Jimmy Barnes' daughter do an amazing performance on Jules Holland show. So check it out. Yep. From Squeeze. Oh, no. From it's not Neil Finn's from Crowded House, I believe.
Look at you knowing all the things.
All right. So your second song to me is a cover song.
Yes.
That was originally performed by Bob Dylan. Originally a Bob Dylan song, like how most Bob Dylan songs seem to go on and become covers and all that. But this is by the one and only Detroit, Michigan's very own, the White Stripes, who I think are great. And this is off their very first record. Yeah.
We've had a few of their songs on our show so far.
That's right. Jack White is an avid listener of Song Swap Showdown.
That's right.
He listens out. He tunes in every Monday. Thank you, Jack White, for listening to Song Swap Showdown every Monday.
Wish it into existence. It happens.
Yes, exactly. It 100% happens. Okay, so this song in particular, though, so this is One More Cup of Coffee. The full name of the song originally is One More Cup of Coffee, Valley Below. And it was originally written and sung by Bob Dylan. And it was the 4th track on his 17th studio album, Desire, in 1976. Can you believe by the time you got to 1976, he had put out 17 records?
Isn't that... I can't believe it. It just seems so crazy.
Yeah. It's nuts, man. It's amazing. The man was very prolific. So the album version of One More Cup of Coffee by Bob Dylan was recorded on July 30th, 1975 and released on Desire in 1976. Dylan said the song was influenced by his visit to a Romani celebration of Santes Maries de la Mer in France on his 34th birthday. Emmylou Harris sings with Bob Dylan on the track, and the performance received critical acclaim. Dylan performed the song live in concert 151 times from 1975 to 2009, and 3 of the live versions have been officially released. Other than the White Stripes, Robert Plant and Tom Jones have also covered this song. And crazy, right? It's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I'm glad that
and Emmylou Harris,
right? What a
legend.
Yeah, I'm glad the Valley part of the title was dropped.
Yeah,
but when you hear how that song was conceptualized, like it makes sense. But again, it just shows I think the song for him. He asked for a cup, like, I'll just take a cup of coffee for the road, basically. And they put it in a bag, and you have this visual of him having a coffee in a bag, looking over a valley before leaving, like this, what they call it? Like a festival, I would call it, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So it was saying, so this is from Wikipedia here, so I don't know how true it all is, but so it said somebody, so he was saying he had a Romani celebration, and he said somebody took me there to a Gypsy High Holy Day, which coincides with my own particular birthday. Hanging out there for a week probably influenced the writing of the song, but the Valley Below probably came from someplace else. My feeling about the song was that the verse came from someplace else. It wasn't about anything, so the Valley Below thing became the fixture to hang it on, but Valley Below, to me, could mean anything. He said, One More Cup of Coffee. So the song So a Dylan biographer, Clinton Halen, wrote that One More Cup of Coffee takes the perspective of a man who was lying with a young gypsy consort, by implication the gypsy's king's daughter, but is only going through the motions as he is preoccupied with the thought of the valley below.
There you go.
Take that for what it means. Take
There
that
you
for what it
go.
means. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff about this song too. So, I mean, if you are a big Dylan fan, you may know about the history of the song, and we could post this into our Facebook group as well. But yeah, the original. And so here's the thing. I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan.
And I know that, and that's why I chose
Yeah.
this version.
I've always said Dylan is a great songwriter.
Mhm.
He's an amazing songwriter. I mean, that's a fact. But him recording a lot of his own music is not great in my humble opinion. He's had great musicians. He's a guy that like he gets everybody over. You know what I'm saying? Like all the musicians he works with, that obviously the band became, the band, and had a like he is he's like gravity, right? He brings everybody together. He makes he's famous, but like he just has a way of like
Sure.
making other people like getting them over,
Yep.
working them over, making them get to launch to
Yep.
mainstream and all that. And the songs he writes and people cover them like always become like gigantic hits. And
Mhm.
not saying that this song was a hit, but like I
I like
listen to the original version, and I 1,000% prefer the White Stripes version.
it for sure. And I knew you
Over-
would.
Yeah. And, and I've always liked the White Stripes, and I love early White Stripes, especially because nothing beats the garage sound of like the White Stripes lo-fi looseness. Like Meg White on drums is by far one of the best drummers of all time. Like, because she is loose, but it works so well, and everything, she's just great. She's great in a Meg White way that like so many drummers can't do what she does, because it's so simple and it's so good. She is great. I wish she was still making music with Jack. I wish they were still a thing, but she does not make music at all anymore. That's just, Meg White's kind of in her thing, living her life. But like, I love the White Stripes because they're just, and watching them play live together is excellent. If you've never seen them live, just go watch videos of them on YouTube or any like their late night show performances, and they just absolutely destroy. I think Meg White and Jack White just have that special bond together where they just were perfect for each other musically,
It's interesting how some people just have that connection, and
they really
that's
have
the magic.
they have a great creative connection. So let me play some more of One More Cup of Coffee from Amanda's barista playlist that she put together this week.
It's lovely.
Your barista playlist.
And
But
even
yeah,
though
here's
this
one.
one has more of that raw, edgy sound, it's totally still appropriate for a cafe.
Oh,
shop.
it's great. Oh yeah, I could totally be sipping on
Chill.
my.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on my computer checking emails. Going, ooh, the White Stripes are on. I mean,
Your breath is sweet and weak, your eyes are light, the jewels in the sky.
love it.
Your back is straight, your hair is smooth on the pillow where you lie. But I don't sense affection, no gratitude, no love. Your loyalty is not to me, but to the stars above. One more cup of coffee for the road.
It sounds so old.
One more cup of
I know. Well, it's
coffee
great.
before I go.
That's that Jack White vintage production. That garage sound, man. So good. I love this first White Stripes record, man.
So dramatic.
He is such a great guitar player, too. Oh, it's so good. I want to listen to this whole thing, but, getting dumped on YouTube. So, I really like this version so much better than the Bob Dylan version. So, and I remember, so this was before the White, I don't want to be like, oh, look at you, Mr. Cool, knowing bands before they got big. But so I used to. Here's a little history time about Chris. So back in the day. Back in the day. So I used to sell records at shows. And not like record shows, but like literally like shows that we put on at like Legion halls and firehouses and people's homes and like basically everywhere and anywhere. That was it. Like,
yeah,
like it was almost like
shows.
Yeah, basically. So it'd be like 5 bands would play at like the Wharton American Legion Hall, and I even put these shows on myself. I would do them at Elks Lodges, like anywhere that you could rent out a hall for 4 hours. You would have like bands play and charge like $5, and that would be it. Then like bands would play. Everybody would bring their own gear. It sounded terrible, but it didn't matter because you were having a good time and bands were playing music. But it was like part of a scene in the culture where you would then everybody would like it was almost like a little like punk rock flea market essentially where bands would play and they would have their merch, and then people like me would show up with like lots of records of all bands in the scene and sell records. So I would have crates of records and CDs with me, and I would sell this stuff. So it was like I was like a mobile record store for like scene bands.
Okay.
Punk, hardcore, garage, some indie rock stuff. And I was very, very small distro, you would call it, a kid distro distribution. There were other people who they had massive like mail order, all that stuff. And I used to do mail order stuff and a little catalog.
Look at you.
Yeah, I would put a little catalog together. It was called Y Distro. That was the name of my distribution company, my little distro. So where the story's going is that I would buy records from distributors and put them in my, sell them in my bins.
Your rotation, yeah.
And I remember, and I can't remember which, it was either Mortem Records or Get Hip or whatever. I would buy the records from it. And you would get like the little magazine, they would send you stuff like of what's coming out. Here's a new band, like all one sheets and things. And I remember the White Stripes, this record in particular, this was their first record released in like 98, I think. And I remember getting the one sheet and being like the whole thing, like Jack and Meg White, like Detroit, Michigan's, like garage rock revival. Like I remember reading the whole thing and being like, this is awesome. And I remember trying to get their records into my distro, but they kept being sold out. And then by the time, I was but I was at the same time like winding it all down and everything.
Sure.
So, but I totally remember that coming out and being a thing that they were pushing, and then the second and all that. And I used to buy records from it's long defunct now. It's called In Sound, and they sold all indie. It was like mail order, and all they would. Once again, they were like a mail order where you can buy records, and they would push the White Stripes like crazy. Every time you go on the front page, you're like, White Stripes, buy the White Stripes. And they did all the singles and everything. It was very cool. So it's just so funny to see, like, once again, like all these years later, the White Stripes still huge impact. And it's like, I don't want to say, well, I remember when, or I was there when, but it's like, it's funny to see like sort of the start of like when the band starts like breaking to like now they're like legendary status,
Well, and think back in 98, you would never thought that we would be rehashing White Stripes on a Song Swap Showdown podcast.
No.
I bet you wouldn't have been on your bingo card.
Not on my bingo card, but I'm glad it is, because I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about this stuff and like my very storied history of like things that I used to do. So, yeah, I like the White Stripes, man. I like this song. This isn't my favorite White Stripes song, but it fit with the theme, and so I know why you chose it, and I like that it had a history of Bob Dylan and all that, so it's very cool, and I like this version much better than the Dylan version, even though Emmylou Harris is on it. Yeah, Dave said it good here. He said, yeah, Dylan is a virtuoso, but his voice sounds like he was weaned on helium. Exactly. Thank you. That pinpoints it right there. So even though Emmylou Harris is on the track, it's not enough to save it. So I'm glad, like, Jack White and Meg White took this song and kind of did their version of it, and I like this one better. So, not my favorite White Stripes song, but good, and I would probably add it to my playlist because I just think it's kind of cool to listen to. Because it's actually I haven't gone back and listened to this record in a long time. So it was nice hearing, because I actually then heard the song and I started listening to this record again, and I was like, oh man, this record is so good. Like I haven't listened to this in so long, so it was nice
you
to
right back.
It was. So I'm going to give this version of this Dylan song a 3.4 records.
Okay.
It's a 3.4
3.4.
for me. 3.4 for me.
All right, I received that 3.4, and I knew good
Yes.
enough to not put a Bob Dylan on. I knew
Yes.
Chris Baglio. That probably would have been a 2-recorder.
Yeah. David's saying this weekend was a little punk rock flea market, but yeah, there's one coming up in Asbury Park next month,
How
I think.
fun.
Yeah, punk rock flea market. Yeah. First White Stripes song I heard was Fell in Love with a Girl from the Third Rock. Yep, everybody heard that one. That was the song that we talk about getting a band over. That was the one that got them over. That music video, a whole thing. Like, that's what broke the band. So great.
Fun.
That is a great song. Also, great record. Like, great band. I just can't say enough great things about White Stripes.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. So moving on to our third and final songs, because this has been a long show, but we got more to cover. So, all right. Your third and final song to me is Cold Gin by Kiss.
Cold Gin. I almost gave you the live version of this because I like the live version of this is much better than this version from Kiss Alive. But I was like, let me just give you the original version. But I will say my go-to version of this song and always will be the live version from Alive. Definitely the better version of the song. In fact, all the early Kiss records, and I'll go into a little history about that, but like, I don't want to cut you off.
I don't have a ton.
Rachel says I talk too much on the show. So
well, you hold a lot of the value. Let's be honest. I only have
but you're the real gold.
Yeah. Let's rock paper scissors for it. All right, I only have 2 notes. So this is good that you can do a lot of the heavy hitting on this. My 2 notes are on. This was wrote in a subway on a spiral notebook. Can you imagine being a member of Kiss, riding a subway with just a spiral notebook? Like, for some reason in my brain, I just feel like these people would have had some sort of like security detail. They would have been driven safely places. And it is clear that back then there was no threat to these people.
This is 1970. This is the early 70s. And these guys are all New York, but these guys are all New Yorkers. No one knows who Kiss is, especially out of makeup too. But back then, no one. This is their debut record was Kiss. Kiss spent a good part of their early career, these early records, still playing clubs. Like, they were not a band. Stopped. They played theaters and clubs, and they just didn't. Like, people liked their live shows, but their records did not do good. They didn't sell a lot of records early on.
Theatrical with all of their makeup,
right? But they would do the theater stuff in tiny clubs, like they were pulling it off. And back then, I mean, they were just new guys living in New York, like riding the subway like anybody else, just doing their thing. And believe me, there's nothing safe about early 70s New York. Just like
it just
especially riding a subway.
Because I just think anyone who has any kind of ability, money, or at this status, and I guess I'm thinking of
at this point, these guys are dirt broke. Yeah, these guys are dirt broke at this time. Like, literally living.
There's no money to rob from them.
Like, I read Ace Frehley's biography, and at this point, early on in Kiss, he was basically still living with his parents.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was just a musician trying to make it, and he was like, and he did eventually get his own apartment, like teeny tiny place, but he was living with his parents because he's like, I'm broke, and these guys were broke. They made nothing. Like, they were on a record label, but the records were not selling. They weren't making money. The only thing they had were their live performances, and the live performances was what really built the band by their, obviously, the theatrics. And as they got into bigger theaters, they were able to do more, and they pushed it. And the reason why I was talking about Kiss Alive is Kiss Alive was them finally saying, like, we need to do, everybody, like, the band doesn't sell records, but everybody goes to their live shows. Everybody wants live Kiss. And they released Kiss Alive, and freaking that record blew up. Blew the band up. And that was sort of the thing that really, and in Kiss Alive, really, as it's come down, is not really a live record, but they did it live style. So it was basically like they went in the studio and they recorded just how they would play live. Like, then they added in the crowd noise and everything later on.
And there's a fine line between that because some live versions are too
Yeah.
much crowd.
Yeah.
Right. But I want to hear their raw, unfiltered, unedited
Which
versions. So
is
I like that
really
they did that.
It is, yeah. They did do that. I mean, they went back in and they did do some cleanup stuff. I mean, because
Sure.
like they just had, but they did it as like their show, and but it was like a controlled thing where it wasn't like
Mhm.
at a show, but they did it like it was a show, and then they went in
Yeah.
and added a lot of the more live elements to it, like crowd noise and things like that, and they
Yeah.
fixed up the little bits that weren't like perfect and all that, and that was it. And Kiss Alive, but it worked. It worked. It was the right idea. And so now people could experience what Kiss was like live,
Sure.
but not like the studio produced version of Kiss, even though it was still produced studio stuff, which is weird. But at the time, no one knew that. No one knew it.
Right.
That didn't come out till years later.
Right.
But, and that's why I say I like the version of Cold Gin, the live version, so much better because everything's faster, more raw, more rock and roll. Like, not as polished as a lot of this stuff that they, went in the studio and recorded these songs. So just a little history about that.
I like
but
that.
Yeah.
And incidentally, Gene Simmons doesn't drink and doesn't do any kind of drugs.
No, Gene Simmons has been straight edge from that point.
Yeah, from the whole time. And so I found
Yeah.
that very, as a non-smoker drinker, I was like,
Yeah.
who knew I had something in common with Gene Simmons? But what I don't have in common is the fact that his addiction, apparently this is according to Song Facts, so if it's incorrect,
It's true.
because of them. His only addiction is to sex, and he has slept with over 4,000 women.
Well,
Gross.
that's what he says. That's what he says.
Okay, scale that down to a significantly smaller number. Still gross.
It's yeah. I mean, but he's a rock star. He's a groupie. I mean, he's not a good looking guy, but
No.
he is. But he's in a band. He's in Kiss. It's like
he's not a good looking guy. No offense.
Dave is saying yesterday, Gene Simmons turned 75.
Happy
His
birthday,
75th.
Gene Simmons, and all of the women that you've loved on over the last
all the women
century.
that you've loved.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Kiss
what?
has 24 studio albums. Yeah.
I mean, as a woman, you could say, "Oh yeah, I had a relationship with him," and everyone should believe you then at that point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Ian's got a controversial quote here, and I want to unpack it. So he said, "If a live version of a song is not as good as a recorded version, a band are not that good." Ian, I'm going to disagree with you on that statement, and I know where you're coming from because you're saying, hey, if the original song isn't as good, but I think that there's certain things that like bands are some bands are just better as a live band than they are in the studio, and I think they just bring something different. And in this case, and whether you can say Kiss is good or not, that's obviously a very subjective thing. But I think that sometimes when a band, like if you listen to, so this is another thing the live version of Cheap Trick, I Want You to Want Me is 10,000 times better, the live at Budokan, than the actual recorded version, which is almost more of a shuffle sounding of a song. Doesn't even sound like what is on live at Budokan. And I think it's just because it's an earlier version of that song, and as the band played more and they kind of reworked it a bit,
It evolved.
The version that you hear on live at Budokan is obviously the version that you hear, and it's the version that became popular, whereas like the original recorded version is like, wow, this is a hit song. So I think that a lot of times bands just they where they start with the song and where it kind of winds up, it's still ever evolving. And so I think that especially with like Cold Gin and especially these earlier Kiss songs, like there's like, hey, here's the recorded version. We're in a studio. We're with a producer trying to put their fingerprint on stuff, and the band is young, and they're it's all very weird. But when a band live is like, well, this is the band, and so that's kind of where I am. I would disagree with that. That's my personal feeling, by the way.
I know.
It's all subjective, though. It's all subjective.
I feel like I'm on the fence here just because there are some people who they have a beautiful album, and then when you hear them live, you're like, wow, they stink live.
I agree, too. There's that opposite where like not a good live band. They're a studio band.
They're a studio band. And then there is that where like if I'm trying to take a picture of something, and I'm like, gosh, I just cannot get the picture to reflect how beautiful this thing is.
Yeah.
because of all the additional layers that they add to real life, so
Yeah.
I can see both sides though. I really can.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's do a little side-by-side comparison.
Ooh,
How's that?
let's do it.
So here is Cold Gin, the version off of Kiss's debut record, 1973. Yes, the studio version. So,
all right.
What a riff, though. So good. This is like one of my favorite Kiss songs, by the way. Written by Ace Frehley, by the way. All right, so that's the studio version.
Indeed, it sure is.
I can't wait. Amanda is like already like.
I mean,
I can't wait to just get this over with.
It's got a bop to it. I'll give it that.
Yeah. All right, so let me get the here. Okay, so now here is the quote unquote. Here's the live version.
Okay.
Of Cold Gin.
Live.
Let's go. Space Ace. Let's go. Ace Frehley, the best member of Kiss. Faster.
It's got more energy.
Way more energy. Way faster.
My head is broke. I'm so tired. I need your fuel to build my fire.
Need your fuel to build my fire.
The girl next door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even that part sounds better.
Yeah. So I should have given you that version. I hesitated because I was like, well, maybe I should just give her the studio version.
No.
So I ultimately went with the studio version, although I regret it now after going side by side like that. And I'm like, I should have just given you the live version.
But I think it's so good for the show that you gave me this version that led to the conversation about the live version. Now people are aware. I'm aware. Because honestly, I felt like it was a little drab in the original version, the recorded version.
Drags.
It drags. The
drags.
Energy is not there. It's like they're just checking a box that it's getting sung.
Yeah.
where you almost can feel the energy of them being quote unquote in front of a crowd and having the liberty to perform. They're really performing in the second version.
Yeah.
And I can pick
Yes.
that up 100% versus just singing it. So one's being sung, one's being performed, and the performance one is superior for sure.
Yeah, definitely a much better version. And this is why too, like now you see the difference between like that original and you could kind of see like why they struggled selling records. So this was like their
yes.
fourth record. So Kiss Alive, that live, what you just heard,
Yeah.
was the fourth record and their first live record. But it was the thing that really,
and I could see why.
it broke them. It broke the curse because they were like, why can't we, like, we have all these people coming to see us live, like love the band live, and they always be like, it's sell out every single show they play, but yet album sales couldn't sell records, and they're like, what is going on? And that's when they're like, well, let's do a record of our live show, and that was the thing that broke the band. It was a great idea.
I mean, what a great, you could have did a business report, a business, like paper from business school on that decision to do that, because what a interesting case study of a band who had all of it and just couldn't, there was that missing piece, and then boom, just a recording version of, but so the signs to success was right there in front of them the whole time.
Yep. And just so you know, this was actually parts of this record. Here was without the parts of Kiss Alive was recorded at the Cobo Arena in Detroit.
Well, there we go.
Cleveland Music Hall, RKO Orpheum Theater in Davenport, and the Wildwood Convention Center in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Look at a lot of local connections.
So yeah,
it's as if we were included.
Obviously, they're from New York. Yeah, you were included. Hey, listen, they have the song "Detroit Rock City" for a reason.
There you go. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna rate both of these versions.
All right, rate both versions of Cold Gin by Kiss.
Honestly, when I first heard the one that you sent me, I'm like, this just isn't my cup of tea. This is a little boring. But it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, how can something so like in your face be boring? It didn't. Right. I couldn't quite like grasp or put into words. When you do the live version, though, it explained it all. So I'm gonna give the recorded version a 2.9.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give the live performance like a 3.2. That really is a game changer for me, from going to like below average to slightly above average. That makes a difference.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it is a big jump. 2.9 records on the studio version, and then a 3.2 records for the live version of Cold Gin by Kiss. I think that's fair.
So
for somebody who doesn't listen to Kiss.
That's right.
So let's make it a 3.2.
Okay, I prefer to do that.
We'll take the higher. We'll take the higher.
I like that. I think that's fair.
It's like the Olympics. We'll take the average of the scores and pick the higher. Right, exactly. The higher of the 2 volts is the one that will score.
I like it. All right.
All right.
But buckle up, folks. We have one more song. Hang in there, and a spinning of the wheel of show themes to do. So don't go away yet.
Don't go away yet. Don't go away. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned.
Hang in there.
Stay tuned, everybody. Yeah. And so your final song to me to cap off your barista coffee house playlist. Literally, I mean,
it's a real banger, everyone.
It's a real banger. This is definitely, I could see Amanda. I mean, this is literally like a song made for cafes.
Yes.
Because I looked it up.
This is 100%. This was We Need Cafe sound.
Yes. So
yes.
The song is called Coffee Aroma by Titi and Cate Takahashi. Or Takahashi.
Just get anchored for some hot brewed steam.
Yeah, so I was like, what is this? And then I had to look it up, and of course I found it. And so this band or artist, they only exist to make cafe songs. So Cafe Titi is a popular artist in a cafe music genre.
I bet you didn't know there was a genre for coffee music, people.
of course there's a genre. Cafe music genre. Their music is described as an auditory, I love this. Their music is described as an auditory tapestry that blends the freedom and diversity of sounds that instruments can create, similar to the chatter of birds in a forest. I get it. Their 10th album, Chai Tea Tunes, was released on June 16th and features saxophone-infused harmonies. The album is intended to elevate any moment, whether it's in a cafe, restaurant, or at your home.
Or pressed rose while I'm
Or pressed rose.
Listen, I'm glowing again, though. I'm glowing again. You guys are in for a real treat.
So, guys, if you want to know what Amanda's been into when she was saying jazz, this is what Amanda's jazz is lately.
And don't forget that I use the words. It really puts some pep to my step.
I think the greatest line in what I just read is this album is intended to elevate any moment. I mean, there was a lot of funny things I just read, but I think that's the best. Is this album is intended to elevate.
Well, when you hear it, I feel it does just that.
Amanda, you look very elevated right now. All right, so let me play. We just heard Kiss. I just want to let everybody know we just heard Kiss, and now we're hearing
Coffee
Aroma. Now we're gonna hear Coffee Aroma by Tiki. Coffee. What the heck was it?
Cafe
Tea. Cafe Titi. All right. Oh my goodness.
This is real. This is a real song. This is serious, you guys.
It's an instrumental, just FYI.
Here. Yeah, there's no lyrics to come. You're in Barnes & Noble looking for that perfect new books. Yes, like a comfortable sweater. This is like when Mr. Rogers was going to visit the neighborhood, going to...
Hold on. I picture this this is the song that Amanda plays when she talks on her NPR news program. Or just not news, just NPR. It's just, hi, this is Amanda, and today we're going to be talking about, on today's show, we're going to be talking about crafts and how it can help you mentally. Isn't that right, Amanda?
Absolutely. So your supplies today will be a glue gun, 4 glue sticks will be needed, an 8x10 frame, and some dried flowers. Buckle up. This is going to be a real treat.
This is like your public access show, like Bob Ross. Today we're making today's project.
We've got some hold on. We've got some happy trees in the picture here. We've got some squirrels, little bunny rabbits, eating some grain, corn. Nature. It's wonderful.
Oh my God.
You can't tell me this just doesn't put you in the mood to just live life.
I love that you put this on the list today.
Ian saying, Chris, did you ever sell this record?
Yes. This was my hottest seller.
I'm not alone.
Oh my gosh.
I think I have.
Welcome to background music for golf announcers. And now he's stepping up, and if he gets this will be a birdie, and this will put him ahead.
Oh.
He just needs to land this. Oh.
That wind picked up right there at the end. Oh. Now we had no fear that YouTube was drop us for that one, so we got to play the entire.
We got to play that whole one. Yeah, YouTube was. At least I don't think so. That'll be the one thing that gets flagged and be like, this video's been blocked in all territories. I'm like, why? Which song is it? Oh, it's Cafe Titi is. That's the one blocking us from all territories worldwide. Oh my gosh! So this Amanda Sharp.
Yes.
This is the most. I say this sometimes, and I mean it with all peace and love. This is probably the most Amanda song you've ever given me. it is. This music. I
Is
just
in
read
my
this
head.
description, guys. This is 100% made for cafes. This is in Amanda's head right now,
Yep.
and it's also in Pressed Rose. Welcome to Pressed Rose.
You know what we're going to do is we're going to play our show out with that song, and we'll tell everybody thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to them coming next time. We'll do a little play out of this song as we
Welcome to
wrap
Pressed
up
Rose.
this show.
How may I serve you today?
Anything in particular you're needing?
We have these walking sticks
Yeah, that Papa Baglio made.
made in South Carolina from real Southern wood.
Locally sourced from Southern Wood. Oh my gosh. And I do
Holy.
actually have these said walking sticks in the store, and they were made by
Yeah.
Chris's dad. They're beautiful.
Oh my, yeah.
They're beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
These sticks do exist.
They do exist. That is a real thing.
It is.
I
a
saw the
real thing.
prototypes.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
So, all right. So, what do I rate
Yes,
Cafe
Chris,
Titi?
where do you rate this one?
All right. I know Dave is saying we're about to hear Chris give his very first rating less than one record. I'm not going to. I mean, listen, the assignment this week was to pick songs with drinks in a title, and Amanda
I did that.
checked the box with the song called Coffee Aroma. I was like, Coffee Aroma.
Mm-hmm.
So you did complete the task of putting a song on the list that has a drink in the title. So you get a point for that.
There we go.
That's one record. You get one record for that. Now, where else could you score some records here?
I need some more points, y'all.
You need some more. So you're on the board. So I'm going to tell you this. I don't hate this. I honestly, I like you. You said I'm going to listen to Autumn and I do. I will listen to, especially like during the day when I'm just like, I really need to just switch it up and I just need to
Yes.
focus. I will put something on like that. I fully will do that. And I think certain times, certain moods, like I'm not cruising around to this, but it's definitely like I'm working and I need
It's a
something.
reset.
Or if I'm like, I'm one of these people that I go to bed every single night with earplugs, like not
Yeah.
earplugs, you know,
Earpods.
my AirPods in my, I have to listen to music. I've been like that since I was a kid. I have to listen to stuff as I go to sleep. And I will put stuff like this on at night to like shut my brain down
Exactly.
because I have a hard time doing that. So this would be, I think, something I would listen to. Would I put this on Sunday? I may put this on Sunday playlist. I think this would make the Sunday playlist.
Okay.
I don't know. This is a weird one because it is yes, it classifies as a song. So once again, you get one record for doing that. So I'm just gonna be straight up with everybody. I don't hate this. I don't hate it, but it is very funny to me. I don't know why. It's just I'm like this.
You don't
I'm
know
like,
how to nestle this one in.
I don't know how to nestle this one in, especially just my place is Guns N' Roses, Squeeze and Kiss, and then your last song is this. So, all right, I'm just going to give my record rating because we got to eventually wrap the show up here. So, I am going to give this a 2.5 records.
That's more generous than I thought.
Yeah, that's
Well,
me.
Chris, there's no doubt you're the winner of this show.
I am the winner of this
Well
week's
done.
Song Swap Showdown. All right, thank you.
And
All
that
right,
was a treat for everybody. I just know it.
it was a treat. So,
Oh my
songs.
gosh.
This show's ran really over today,
Oh,
so we
sorry,
have to
everyone.
wrap it up. So let me get to
The wheel.
Amanda.
Yes.
What time is it?
It is time for the wheel of show themes.
All right, yeah, we got to wrap it up because the food czar is coming on next on Radio Garden State. It's behind the counter, and we don't want to take any time away from food czar.
no.
So, all right, so here we go. Here is the wheel of themes. What are we spinning? What's
Big
coming
money.
up? What is next week's show theme? Here we
Round and
go.
round we go. Oh boy.
What do we
Oh,
got? What do we got?
boy.
What do we got? What do we got?
Oh boy. Songs about animals.
Songs about animals. That is a
Mm.
Tina Johnson
I like it.
suggestion.
I like
Tina
it.
Johnson, everybody.
Songs about animals.
Songs about animals.
like
So
animals.
literally any song about animals. Animals could be in the title. It's songs about animals. Any animal. Any
I like it.
animal,
Any animal.
including fictional ones.
Ooh.
We do fictional ones like dragons.
Yes.
Yeah. Davis show Guns N' Roses and coffee jazz. Like
You're
that
not
one.
wrong.
I think
Dave.
that's what I should call the title. I should change it on YouTube to be Guns N' Roses
Guns
and
N'
Coffee
Roses
Jazz.
and coffee jazz. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that. That's phenomenal.
That is a good one. So, all right, everybody. Next week's show theme is songs about animals. So there you go. That is what we'll be doing for next week's show. Make sure you tune in to RadioGardenState.com at 8:15 a.m. where you can listen to the show live, and also on Facebook and YouTube where we are. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the little bell so that way you get notified, all the things, like, share with your friends, join our Patreon because I am going to do an audio feed just for you guys of all Riddy song suggestions today for this episode, so you can go back and listen to everybody's songs, including Amanda's Coffee and Jazz.
Boom.
Coffee and Jazz, which we do have to play that out.
We will play that out.
We will play that out. I'm playing
And
that.
you know what? We can thank our Patreon sponsors while we do that too. So
Yes,
we can
so
start
let
that
me do
music and we'll just start having fun.
All right, here we go. Start.
The Song Swap Showdown was brought to you today by our generous Patreon members: Dave Madeley, Ian from Australia, Amy White, my dear friend, Mark Ronick, and Johnny and Beyond from Back of the Cereal Box. Thank you all for being so supportive of our Song Swap Showdown. Don't forget to tune in every single Monday at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We're here and we hope you will join us. Chris, any final words from you?
I just want to thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Make sure you keep it tuned to Radio Garden State all day long. Lots of great shows coming up. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow button, and anywhere you get podcasts. All that stuff for Song Swap Showdown. We'll see you guys next Monday.
See you next week.
Like, what is going on?
This is phenomenal, is what's going on.
Guys, this is what Amanda listens to all day.
I was vacuuming to this yesterday.
Yeah. Welcome to dentist office waiting room music.
Your doctor will be in shortly.
Jazz makes everyone talk in a sexier voice.
You're not
Yes, I
wrong.
agree. Yeah. Dave is already saying preview for next week. Ed's Redeeming Qualities, another song in celebration of chickens.
I endorse that. Got some happy trees going on. Can't you feel them down?
So a lot of happy treeing going
A lot
on.
of happy trees going on.
I love that you put this on today's episode.
Just never know the direction our show's going to go, everyone.
Keep it tuned right here, guys. Coming up right after Song Swap Showdown. Behind the counter, what the foods are. Here we go. Bye, everyone. See you next week.